Alright gamers, what is going on? Insanity coming at you today with the first ever live Call of Duty Ghost multiplayer match that took place during the multiplayer reveal earlier today. And right now they're playing on the new map called Strike Zone with a new mode that they're pretty much trying to promote pretty hardcore, which is called Cranked. It's just like Team Deathmatch, but more for the run and gun type gameplay style where the moment you get a kill from spawning in, you have a 30-second countdown timer that pops up on your screen. And if you don't get a kill in those first 30 seconds, you're going to explode and die, and that's how that works. So enjoy the gameplay, but let's go ahead and focus a little bit more on the announcements and features that the game is going to offer that they announced earlier today, starting with the new Create a Soldier system. This is going to be a completely huge change to the Create a Class and multiplayer progression system that we're used to, where we're used to having one soldier with up to 10 classes, and once you prestige at that maximum prestige, you either reset your stats and you start all over, or you just say I'm done with the game, or just continue playing for fun, whatever it is you like to do. And that's where this new Create a Soldier system comes into play, because instead of having 10 classes, you have 10 soldiers. And you can set up each individual soldier like you would a custom class, but that's not really what they meant to try and do here, because each individual soldier has its own level progression and prestige system. So if you think about it, that's technically 100 prestiges that the entire game can offer you. And it's sort of similar to the Pick 10 system. They just didn't want to directly copy it, where you're not going to have just 10 slots. You're going to have multiple slots. The perk system, or the perks, are now in like a point system where you could have 1-point perks or 2-point perks or 5-point perks. You could have up to 11 perks and a gun at the same time. It seems really confusing, and I guess until you start actually creating soldiers to really see how it works, to try and understand how it's really going to work for your playstyle. The next thing that we're going to go ahead and focus on here is this new clans. They're really trying to focus a lot more into the clans and how people like to utilize them, and this new Clan Wars mode, which case you're going to be able to take your entire clan and you basically try and control territories on a map, where for the entire month, every 2 weeks, they're going to pair you up with localized and similar skilled teams, I should say, where you try and fight over these territories, and if you hold the territories for the most amount of time and you have the most amount of territories on the map at the end of the month, you're going to win. You're going to win like some serious bonus XP and in-game items that you can only get from Clan Wars and things like that. My next thing I really wanted to go ahead and focus on, which I thought was one of the bigger things, is what they're doing with this new Call of Duty account system. They're revamping the Call of Duty application so that you're able to have a new mobilized experience and second screen thing going on with both current and next-gen consoles, which I think is great, because a lot of people still think the second screen stuff is only for next-gen, and that's not going to be the situation with Call of Duty Ghost. But I was more or less concerned with being a day one adopter of PS4 and Xbox One, is if I buy Call of Duty Ghost on day one on November 5th for my Xbox 360, and I start, ranking up and doing great and getting all these awesome things unlocked, when I decide to go ahead and pick up my Xbox One on day one, and I pick up Call of Duty Ghost, am I going to have to start all over? And with the newly announced Hardened and Prestige editions, that include season passes, am I going to have to buy a second season pass for a console that, realistically, I wouldn't even be using that anymore? I mean, I would just save the season pass from the Xbox 360 copy in hopes I could be able to redeem it on the Xbox One. They didn't say that that was going to work or not, but this is going to completely change the game, because when you load up your Call of Duty account on your next generation console and you already played Ghost on a PS3 or Xbox 360, it's going to look at your multiplayer progression, your loadouts, your soldiers, your season passes that you may have purchased, your DLC and such, and it's going to go, okay, we're going to migrate all that information over to your next generation system to make sure that you're able to continue playing and having that wonderful experience and keep everything that you earned. I think that makes it so that everyone should go out and buy Call of Duty Ghost on day one, regardless if you're getting a next generation console or if you're just afraid that you weren't going to be able to keep everything, because you are!